Hi guys, welcome to your weekly video for the week of November 1st. So this week we have Mercury going direct on the 3rd of November, which is actually the same day of the US election. Usually when Mercury goes direct, people get really excited and they're really happy because, we've been in a retrograde for around 3 weeks. Every time Mercury retrogrades, it's around 3 weeks. This year, however, Mercury is in a part of the sky known as the fiery road. Ancient astrologers refer to this as via combusta or the fiery road. And so when a planet is in this section of the sky, which is 15 degrees Libra to 15 degrees Scorpio, it kind of brings the worst out of the planet. So in this case, Mercury will be in that part of the sky, I believe, until November 23rd. So even though it's going direct, it will still, in that post-shadow time, be there will still be issues around Mercury and what Mercury stands for. So communication and technology and networking and things like that. So you might find that you will be talking about something and the words aren't coming out properly and people misunderstand what you're saying, which creates conflict and anger. And just keep in mind that Mars is still in retrograde in its home sign of Aries until the 9th of November. So tensions are high currently in the world. I've done this video one other time, pulled some cards. Again, once I started talking about Mercury, my computer crashed. So that's very common during a Mercury retrograde, and I don't see that letting up anytime soon this month. So keep that in mind. Try just to accept it as best that you can. I do think this week, just judging by the cards I pulled last time, will be a little bit extra for everyone. Try not to get caught up in petty arguments with people, disengage from any low vibe conversations that just don't feel good. Take a step back, really take the time you need to feel okay. The guides are definitely encouraging all of you to go outside, no matter how cold it is, wherever you're at, because usually during the change of seasons, we tend to go into hibernation mode. That is not a good thing for us to do right now. We still need natural sunlight and fresh air, and to be surrounded by nature. These things in and of itself will really help you get through the difficult times and difficult encounters you have with other people. It's just a really good way to cleanse your auric field by being immersed around trees or in nature. So definitely do not stay inside and try to cope with your internal dialogue, especially if your internal dialogue is going to shit. So let's get into the cards for this week, for the week of November 1st. We'll ask the archangels and the angelic realm ascended masters to surround this reading with divine light and love in all directions of time and space. And wherever you are, just take a nice deep breath into your belly, expanding the belly in all directions on the inhalation. And we're just going to ask that we clear out all our chakras so we can hear, see, feel, and know the messages directly from the divine. Clearing out any confusion and lower energy in our auric field. Grounding to Mother Earth and connecting to Father Sky. I'll just ask that we get the messages that'll best serve all of us in the week ahead, the week of November 1st. Week of November 1st. The week of November 1st. Okay, beginning of the week, middle of the week, and, ooh, this card is stuck, and end of the week. All right, guys. So these cards really do line up with the last cards I pulled before my computer crashed. So the beginning of the week we have the Page of Swords, or in this deck it's called the Innocence of Swords. And this is really encouraging you to start something new that brings clarity to your mind. Begin something that, a routine of some sort that kind of clears out any of the fog. And they are talking about Halloween weekend being like, maybe many of you medicated yourself during that weekend, or like, partied a little bit too hard. So there's a need for detoxification, is what the guides are saying, and a need to just clear the mind. So engage in some activities like maybe drinking a detox tea, like a green tea, or something that's just going to clear the cobwebs out. Get a little bit more sleep. Also, you might want to just be outside in the air. So the swords is an air element. So getting outdoors again, which was the message that came before I pulled the cards, just to kind of clear out the mind. And I really like this deck because they have these little like quotes. So I'm just going to read the quote for that card specifically. So it's I am the innocence of my mental clarity. I am being encouraged to cut through the illusion of my thoughts and learn the facts and beloved truth about who I am. As I learn to listen to the things I tell myself, they act as clues leading to what needs to be healed, which I think that that's beautiful. So yes, again, find ways and do things that help to clear the mind. Even some physical activity would be really helpful, especially if you've not been doing any physical activity. If you've been kind of surfing the couch for way too many weeks, get up, move around, put some, sometimes people associate exercise with going to the gym, getting a gym membership, and like just something that some people really enjoy doing, but other people aren't gym people. And exercise doesn't have to be that one method. You can exercise by turning the music up really loud, put some Latina music on, like just dance around, shake up the cobwebs, get the cardio going. Of course, if you have any heart issues, check with your doctor and make sure that any form of exercise is safe for you. Getting on your bike is a really easy and fun way to exercise. Exercise doesn't have to be one method, and a lot of times we assume exercise means going to the gym. I personally am not a gym person at all, which is kind of crazy because my husband owns a gym. But anyways, I don't go to the gym. I don't work out in a gym. I don't even like being in a gym. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable. But I like to just go for a early morning hike. I take my dog with me. We go in the woods. We go for a nice, about an hour, half hour, however much time I have. And I just find the fresh morning air really clears my head and helps me to kind of sort, and just being around the trees and by water, it really helps me to like make a plan for the day. Like I clear out kind of like the sleepiness, and it just helps bring clarity. So this Innocence of Swords really wants you to think about what you're thinking about. Think about what's going on in your head. Is it foggy? Do you need to make some dietary changes? Start your day with a green tea versus like a coffee, double, triple, whatever. Something that detoxifies the mind, detoxifies the body, and helps move your chi, so that you can bring clarity, or fresh yang to the head so that there's mental clarity. Moving into the middle of the week, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, this is interesting because so Monday is the 2nd, Tuesday's the 3rd, and Wednesday's the 4th. So there is going to be a lot of attention on the US election for obvious reasons. And if you want to learn more about the candidates' astrological charts, myself and Emma Boardman, we do a monthly seminar, astrology seminar, and we compared and contrasted Biden's and Trump's chart in this past month, or this month of November coming up. We looked at both their charts to see who was more likely to win the election. So we do that monthly. It's $13 a month, or if you buy the yearly subscription, which gets you all the recordings since April, giving you an idea of what's going to be happening from now until 2025. And we break it down per month, so it kind of gets you prepared for the month. Anyways, this really shows me and just brings my attention to the election. So this is the day after election, middle of the week, 7 of Swords. In the last cards that I pulled, it was the 5 of Wands. So there's a lot of pettiness and drama happening midweek. And then the 7 of Swords just tells me, like, there's what people in your life do you need to walk away from that are just not trustworthy, that are not really bringing anything to the table in your life. They're not adding to your life. They're constantly causing drama, and they can't be trusted. Who is that for you? And are you that person in someone else's life? This is something that you really need to think about. Like, am I being a good friend? Am I being honest to my relationships? Am I speaking with integrity? Am I lying to people? Is there anyone in your life right now that is lying to you? And if someone comes to mind while you're hearing me say these words, trust your intuition. You're not just being paranoid, because this kind of energy is difficult, because they will tell you, they'll lie straight through their teeth, they'll look you in the eye and promise you they're telling you the truth, but inside you just feel something's just not right. Something's not right with this person. They're not treating me fairly. So I'm just going to look at the quote for this card. When I am faced with a choice, I choose to act with integrity so I can trust the choices I make. No matter what the outcome may be, I know I acted honestly. I am only responsible for doing my best, and I cannot control other people's perceptions, actions, or reactions. If I see I made a mistake in my choice, I give myself permission to learn and grow and accept myself for being human. I also get to choose to do the right thing and make amends. So really what this card is encouraging you to look at is both the integrity of yourself and other people around you. And you might notice that where Mercury is in that yucky part of the sky, the fiery road, you might notice that the people that seemed integral just really can't hide it anymore. They can't pretend. Their lies are so obvious, it's ridiculous. And so you might start to see clearer during this week of who really can not be trusted in your life, who doesn't have integrity, what relationships do you really have to look at and walk away from, because they're really, really and truthfully just bringing you down, your energy down, and blocking your path to growth. So just keep that in mind for the middle of the week, because I do see at the end of the week the Fool. This is the very first card in the Major Arcana, and I love how it's drawn in this deck. It's just so beautiful. This card is encouraging you to believe in yourself, to have confidence, to start a new journey, to start something new. And you know, a lot of times people interpret the Fool as the literal name, the Fool. But really what that word means is, like, you don't have any fears. You're fearlessly moving into a direction. You don't know what the outcome is, but you just have this incredible faith in yourself, in the universe, and everyone around you. So you just keep moving forward, which to people that, you know, overthink or are naturally inclined to be afraid and fearful, they would perceive you as being a fool, right? Like, oh my God, they're gonna like fall flat on their face and they're so naive and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that could happen. You could fall flat on your face. You could be being naive. But that doesn't mean that you won't learn from falling on your face. I don't know how many times I've moved in a direction without even thinking twice, just following my heart 100%, and fell completely flat on my face. Like, so many times that has happened to me. But because I made the choice to move forward and to follow my heart and to just be fearless, I feel like I gained way more than if I was just kind of like, well, I should really think this through and make a plan. And I'm not saying don't make plans, because obviously, it's good to plan. But what the guides are encouraging you to do at the end of the week is to really just take a plunge. Whatever opportunities present yourself after you clear away the people, the situations, the job, whatever it is that doesn't serve you, follow that new path that opens up, because that is exactly what happens when you cut out the crap. Something good replaces it. So I'm just going to tune in again and see if there's anything left over for the week of November 1st. Any messages that the guides want to give us to help us during the week ahead. November 1st, 2020. November 1st, 2020. November 1st, 2020. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Your dreams and wishes can and will come true. Again, it just follows that Fool card. Like, dream big without limits. Stay in that energy of thinking bigger and beyond the goals you even set. This or something better, rather than getting caught in this kind of shitty energy that is really prominent in the world right now. It is, with the planetary alignments that are happening, it is extremely easy to just succumb to that negativity. But it isn't because the planets want us to be negative or anything like that. It's because this stuff has to come out. We're in a purging, a collective purging right now. Everything needs to come out. Everything on the table. Let's get this out of here. Let's move it through. Let's cut it out of our lives. The real reason for all that, though, is to move towards something bigger, better for everyone as a collective. But each and every one of us has to do our part. We all have to move towards things that make us feel better, that bring joy to our hearts, that make us excited, that make us feel alive, rather than, focusing on our phones 24/7, where we're just following the negative news and it's just bringing our energy levels down. We have to break that cycle. It's almost an addiction. I don't know if you realize, but it's almost an addiction following all this awful news that's happening in 2020. Like, it was bad before, but it's become really, really toxic, even to people I've noticed that are normally positive people, that are really focused on being a good person in the world. They've gotten caught up in all of this drama, non-stop drama. 5 of Wands, which I pulled earlier before my computer crashed. Just constant drama all around us. With the Mars in retrograde, Mercury in the nasty part of the sky just coming out of retrograde. Yeah, there's going to be stuff like that everywhere around us. We really just have to remember why we're here, what we want to accomplish, set some goals for the collective goals. Like, what do we want for our world? These kinds of questions will keep us out of the drama, will move us towards bigger and better things for everyone. And if we're all doing that, then you know what? This is going to happen faster for everyone. We have to kind of anchor ourselves out of the hole, pull ourselves out as a collective. So that's all I have for you guys today. I will see you next week for the weekly reading, and I hope that this is helpful to you all. If it is, please share it with someone you think might benefit from the video, and don't forget to subscribe, and talk to you soon. Okay, bye.